What's up, little lads? I'm Little Dalia and welcome back or welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me on this cold grey February day. I actually wrote in the script cold grey February day because I assumed it would be a cold grey February day, but it's pretty sunny today, so what can I say? Anyway, great to see you here, you gorgeous little creature. Speaking of creatures, I have a very interesting topic planned for today's video. Drum roll, please. Kanye West. We all know him, we all hate him, and we're all a little bit sick and tired of his antics. I personally feel like lately he's been kind of on the down low, not stirring up too much of a fuss, and I would know my screen time's well over 12 hours. I've never beaten the chronically online allegations. But yeah, Kanye's been pretty quiet recently up until recent events. But first, a little history. Kanye West rapped, if you will. Before we start, I just want to say a few teensy but super duper important little things. Just a few weeks ago, Kanye announced that he's been diagnosed with autism. This in no way excuses any of his actions, just like how Elon Musk's autism doesn't excuse or explain his Nazi salute that he did twice. No. I'm autistic, right? If you're watching me, then you're probably autistic too. I would get that checked out if I were you. And you don't see either of us going out doing Nazi salutes or going on racist tangents, do you? No, I didn't think so. Kanye was also diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2016, which led to a tour cancellation, hospitalization, and his diagnosis being brought up increasingly more often in both songs and interviews. I am in no way claiming that Kanye does not have bipolar disorder. Absolutely not. I'm not downplaying that at all. What I'm trying to say, I fully believe he is bipolar. He's been diagnosed. I'm not saying he's faking it at all. In an interview, he said that an episode may feel like everything's a conspiracy, which definitely 100% tracks with a lot of the things that he's said. So while Kanye being bipolar may somewhat explain some of the things that he did, it in no way is an excuse. No. There are a lot of people with bipolar disorder. Like, I understand it's a very small amount of the population, but there's still a lot of people with bipolar disorder, and you don't see all of them going around being racist, anti-Semitic, and misogynistic, do you? No. Editing Leah here, how drastically different I look, I know. I just clocked that Kanye is claiming that he isn't bipolar, like he's actually autistic, and it's bipolar has been a misdiagnosis, and I'm just not really sure. I don't really know. I can't really speak on it. I don't know if he's autistic or bipolar or both or neither, but just keep that in mind for like the things that I say when I just, in this video I hadn't clocked that he actually said that he's not bipolar. But yeah. I have to remember not to be too loud because this mic is like really sensitive. Like, it's sensitive. I have to be not too loud so I don't hurt your eardrums. Should I turn the gain down? Maybe I should. Oh no. Okie dokie. I'm so sorry if I'm hurting your eardrums. I'm a naturally loud person. Anyways, little disclaimer done so that we're all aware. Now let's get on with the video. Mr. West is no stranger to controversy. With his first, in my opinion, notable one being in 2016, where he tweeted out, "Bill Cosby is innocent." I'm sure you all know the one. It's pretty infamous. Which, however, was later revealed to be a publicity stunt for his upcoming album, The Life of Pablo. not the best one I've seen, in my opinion. A pattern does start to emerge from this, but we'll get to that later. The Bill Cosby controversy is what most people would consider to be the start of a chain of events that would eventually escalate and lead to a complete change of how Kanye is seen by the public eye. There are a lot of controversies. Oh my god. I'm going insane. There's a lot of stuff to cover. But luckily for me, there's also a super convenient wiki page that conveniently just lists everything up until like 2022, I think, and then I filled in the gaps from there. I'll link it in the description if I remember. And I'll be going through all of them for you guys, just so you guys can have like a little context and a better understanding of the interesting phenomenon that is Kanye West. In 2018, Kanye had an interview with DMZ where he questioned the concept, I guess, of slavery, stating that it sounds like a choice and is hard to believe it went on for 400 years. Okay.
People were taught how to think, we're taught how to feel. We don't know how to think for ourselves. We don't know how to feel for ourselves. People say feel free, but they don't really want us to feel free. And I felt a freedom in, first of all, just doing something that everybody tells you not to do. I just love Trump. That's my boy. Like, it's like so many rappers. You'll look at a video of Snoop Dogg loving Trump, but then he get in the office and now they don't love him. Like, Trump is one of rap's favorite people, right?
But we talk about this, that before he was elected president, people in hip hop, it was an in thing to put Donald Trump in your rhyme somewhere.
And by the way, I am in hip hop, but I'm not just in hip hop. I'm a black person in the black community, but I'm not just that. I feel like one thing is people try to minimize me to artists, hip hop, black community. Yeah, I'm always gonna represent that, but I also represent the world. When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? It's like we're mentally in prison. I like the word prison because slavery goes too direct to the idea of blacks. It's like slavery, Holocaust Jews, slavery is blacks. So prison is something that unites us as one race, blacks and whites being one race, that we're the human race.
This obviously received loads of backlash. Bigger than my tower of monster cans that's just so yummy to look at. Oh, okay. And although he did send out a tweet trying to explain what he meant, trying to explain his comment, he later deleted it, most likely due to the reaction it got from the internet at the time. But, I don't know. I wasn't there, man. In 2018, my year 6 ass was just happy to finally be able to sit on the benches in the back of assembly. You British f***ers know what I'm on about. Kanye then decided that 2018 wasn't busy enough for him, going on a rant on Saturday Night Live about his support for Trump, which was his last appearance on SNL. Pete Davidson said some things that will come up later.
SNL musical guest Kanye West is getting a vote of support from President Trump after his jaw-dropping rant. It came after the show had signed off air.
There's so many times I talk to a white person about this and they say, how could you like Trump? He's racist. If someone inspires me and I connect with them, I don't have to believe in all their policies.
Kanye delivered the diatribe wearing a Make America Great Again cap.
They bullied me backstage. They said, don't go out there with that hat on. They bullied me backstage. They bullied me.
Trump didn't waste time responding. Word is that Kanye West, who put on a MAGA hat after the show, was great. He's leading the charge. The pro-Trump speech took the audience and cast members by surprise.
You see, they laughing at me. You heard them, they scream at me.
Comedian Chris Rock was in the audience recording it. He can be heard snickering and whispering, "Oh my God."
2019 to 2020 and Kanye calmed down a bit. There was like a thing with like a lawsuit and copyright stuff. I don't get involved with that kind of stuff, man. It doesn't make any sense to me and I can't wrap my head around it. From what I read, it didn't seem too awful terrible. I'm sure it was bad. I'm just not going to include it. Because I can't be asked. Obviously. But in 2021, things really took off. A couple days before Kanye's release of the album Donda, dedicated to his mother, both Marilyn Manson and DaBaby were seen at a listening party that Kanye had hosted for the album. And it was later revealed that both DaBaby and Manson had parts in one of the songs, and oh my god, Kanye is such a messy bitch for this, because get this, he went back a month later and changed the song so that Manson's contributions were more apparent. I'm going insane. This man gives zero f***s. It is jarring, fam. If you don't know, at the time, Marilyn Manson was under investigation for a lot of counts of sexual assault, and the baby was being like homophobic and stuff. They're both bad. I feel like we all know that they're both bad, and they were both bad at the time as well. Anyway, clearly at this point Kanye has lost all value for his public image, and somehow it only gets worse from here. Yay! Because in 2022 then began the beef with Pete Davidson. Beef so juicy, so thick, so medium rare, so marinated, so well seasoned that it would make Gordon Ramsay's luscious golden locks stand on end. Like I mentioned before, the beef kind of started in 2018 with the whole SNL thing, where Pete Davidson basically made fun of Kanye for what he said, rightfully so. Obviously, I would make fun of him too.
Families with welfare, and that's slavery is not real. You know how wrong about politics you have to be for like me to notice?
But it properly kicked off in 2022 when, at the time, Pete Davidson was married to Kim Kardashian, aka Kanye's ex-wife, so it's safe to say he was a little bit salty. And of course, not afraid to show it. In Kanye's song Easy, one of the lyrics is, "God saved me from the crash so I could kick Pete Davidson's ass." Now this line was, I believe, purposefully released before the actual song came out, most likely as a threat to Pete Davidson. I can't really figure out why. It's very foggy. Everything that happened with the beef is very foggy. I kind of salvaged what I could from the internet, but it's hard to find why this started. I feel like Kanye was just bored, if I'm being honest. Or maybe it's because they just got married. Maybe it's because they were just dating or something. He was salty. I think that's the only reason we really need. But yeah, the line was released before the song came out, and I'm putting this here because it will be important later and I don't want to forget about it. Pete apparently hired more security after the song came out. I don't really blame the guy. If Kanye wrote in a song that he was gonna beat me up, I'd be scared too. I mean, like, the guy he's a big guy. I would not stand a chance. God, I hate men. Kanye then released the music video for Easy. Shit song, by the way. I did listen to it for you guys when I watched the music video. Ooh, bad. In the claymation music video, I hate claymation, by the way, but that's just like a personal thing of mine. I don't know. It freaks me out. Freaks me out so much. But in the music video, part of it featured a claymation Pete Davidson being kidnapped, mutilated, and buried. Okay. One of the comments under the video was something like, I bet their lawyers told them exactly how far they could go before getting into trouble, and that's so real. Like, oh my god, they were pushing the boundaries. Wild. I'm not going to show the clip because it's like a little bit much, right? And like, I love horror movies, okay? My favourite movie is literally Terrifier 3, okay? Art the Clown is my husband, guys, and John Kramer is my wife. So I'm not one to be like squeamish or whatever, but it's just not very nice to watch, especially when it's about a real person doing something to a real person. It's like, okay, let's not. No, thank you. I really don't want to. No. But if you have seen the clip, you know what I'm saying. Pete Davidson surprisingly wasn't actually like scared or jarred by this at all. He actually found it funny. He said, like, and I quote, he found it hysterical. He found it hysterical, which I'm guessing pissed Kanye off a little bit because I think he got a little bit of a kick out of how Pete Davidson got scared by that one line. This is all speculation, by the way. But I think he got a little bit of a kick out of it and he wanted to make him scared again. And it didn't work, and then he was sad and he threw a tantrum on Instagram. A lot of Instagram beef went down. He started calling Pete Skeet. I don't really know where that came from. And just like a bunch of targeted memes kind of like insulting Pete and Kim. It's really like, I tried really hard to find stuff. I was digging through the depths of the internet to find any screenshots. Everything's been deleted and just like wiped from the internet. So I'm sorry. I did find this nifty little thing. I don't really understand it, but it's there, so what can you do? After the Pete stuff, there was another lawsuit, and then another lawsuit, and then we have the infamous White Lives Matter t-shirt. At the Yeezy fashion show in 2022, Kanye and Candace Owens were wearing matching White Lives Matter t-shirts. Because, according to Kanye, Black Lives Matter is a scam. Yes. Okay. He basically tried to use the same bullshit logic as like the whole All Lives Matter thing, which was basically created to like minimize and like push aside black people's problems and struggles, especially at the time with COVID and the whole George Floyd murder thing, which Kanye actually comments on later. We will come back to that. Ugh, you guys know I am so bad at articulating things. I don't know why I'm doing commentary. I'm so bad at articulating my words, and I'm so sorry that I can't like say this in the way it like deserves to be said. I can't give justice to how bad this is with my limited vocabulary, and I'm sorry. An editor from Vogue wrote a piece about this, calling Kanye out. He did not like that. Bro decided to retreat into his little like dark, damp cave of loneliness and just harass her online. But a bunch of big names did like go to back her and stuff, so that was nice. That was nice. Now, you know this is bad when even P. Diddy called Kanye out for the shirts. P. f***ing Diddy. I understand he wasn't all that controversial back then, but P. f***ing Diddy. Imagine having P. Diddy against you. Imagine not being on the same side as P. Diddy. Not that I'm on the same side as P. Diddy. I'm just saying. Imagine two terrible people. Imagine a terrible person with an equally as terrible person, so shocked and horrified by the first terrible person's actions that they are against the terrible Oh my god, P. Diddy called Kanye out, and that's wild. What's more wild is that Kanye claimed that the reason he got called out by P. Diddy is because Diddy was being controlled by Jewish people. Ah yes, that is a real thing that he said. My god. Now, this started off what I like to call the anti-Semitism arc. I have to put a little silly spin on it, otherwise I will cry. This was 100% during a manic episode. It definitely links back to the whole everything feels like a conspiracy thing that he said before. Still, you know, still not great. He tweeted out that he's going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, which I'm not entirely sure what that means. I know DEFCONs are bad. And a pattern kind of started to emerge where Kanye, like, continued to believe that the media was being controlled by Jewish people, which I believe was actually a thing back in the day. Not that the media was being controlled by Jews. I believe that was like a wide belief back when anti-Semitism was like so much more prevalent. In the Hitler times, you know what I'm talking about, guys. I believe that used to be a popular belief back in the bad times, and Kanye is bringing it back, I guess. Not true, obviously. But, like, boy, Gully Pops, what are you doing? His Twitter account and Insta account was banned after that, but that didn't stop him. He went on multiple other platforms and like shows and stuff, continuing his slander of Jewish people and claiming that we are still experiencing the Holocaust through Plan B and Planned Parenthood.
Put out my White Lives Matter tee. The White Lives Matter tee don't say nothing. It don't say DEF CON or nothing on it, right? I'm like, put it out. And he's telling me like, yo, I want you to visit the Holocaust Museum. And I was like, yo, I want you to visit Planned Parenthood. That's our Holocaust Museum.
Damn, Kanye. I knew it was bad. I didn't know it was that bad. Oh my god. Like, this is a whole new level. It's like he's got a list. It's like, no, hear me out. It's like he's got a list. Oh, I can see it in my mind. It's like he's got a list, right? On his wall, massive list of every marginalized group. And he's got this big ladder. And he's ticking them off one by one, trying to discriminate against them all publicly. Oh, I can see it now. He's got one of those ladders that, like, you have in libraries. It goes, like, along the walls. And he's got a big bucket of red paint. Because the writing's in red, obviously. And then every time he ticks one off, he does the Macarena. Where am I? Oh my god. Okay, moving on. 2022. I'm sorry. What just came out of my mouth? Oh my god. No, let's move on, Aaliyah. You can do this. Let's move on. 2022 was a big year for Kanye because this was the year that he publicly announced his love for Hitler. Oh, how very sweet and gay. Okay. Although at this point, no one was really surprised. I mean, like, he's pulled so many cats out of his bag. It's an empty bag. I don't know where I was going with that metaphor. Nearly there. I am so bored with this recap. Oh my god, I just want to get to like the recent stuff where I get all like deep and sad. Kanye then questioned the legitimacy of George Floyd's murder. I told you we'd get back to this. This is terrible. This made me cry when I read it because I didn't actually know that he said this. It was bad, awful, oh my god. He said that he claims that George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose rather than being brutally murdered by a police officer, and that his knee wasn't, or his foot or something wasn't even on his neck that way.
They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that.
Like, this fucking guy ain't gonna kill myself. I can't do this anymore. Another lawsuit, and then we get to Kanye's new wife, Bianca Censori. That name will be ironic later. From the get-go, it was pretty obvious that he was abusing her, or something along the lines. Something was off. Bianca was wearing incredibly revealing and barely there outfits that I doubt she wanted to. It's ironic now. The name is ironic now, not later. It's ironic now. Bianca Censori, not so censoried. But yes, that, ladies and gentlemen, finally brings us back to present day. I'm saying finally like the things that happen in present day are pleasant to talk about. They're not. Why am I making this video? I'm suffering. Awful. Now that what was supposed to be a brief recap is finally over, we can get to talking about current events. What's all over Twitter, and I guess the news as well, but like, who really cares about that? Twitter is where it's at, guys. Just a quick little interruption, everyone. If you've made it this far into the video, I do have a formal request. If you could go down and just check that you have subscribed and liked the video, it would really help out the channel. It just really helps so much, more than you can imagine. I used to watch YouTubers and think, how can liking the video really help that much? It really helps so much. And if you've made it this far into the video, leave a comment. Comment a shark. Comment a little shark emoji just for funsies. Cool. With that, back to the video. A few days ago, the internet exploded with buzz about the Grammys. Angry that some people didn't win, angry that some people did win. Discussion about the outfits, particularly one outfit, or lack of, in particular, which is Bianca Censori's. It wasn't unusual for Bianca to be seen wearing revealing outfits when out in public with Kanye, but this was a whole new level at the Grammys, which, by the way, I don't think Kanye was even invited to. I think he was just invited to the red carpet or something, not the actual event. But on the red carpet, while Kanye was sporting a wildly mundane all-black outfit, like he usually does, I guess, Bianca took off her coat to reveal that she was wearing a dress, see-through, a completely see-through dress, no underwear, completely see-through. You could see everything. I can't show it, obviously, but she was completely naked, basically, apart from like the thinnest piece of fabric which you could see directly through, so it wasn't even there. I personally don't think this is a problem in itself. Hear me out. I think we should be able to walk around naked in a non-sexual way if we want to, but unfortunately we live in a society and I am too woke for this society. I'm gonna elaborate on this point in a minute. Considering we live in a society, Bianca's outfit was definitely inappropriate. I'm in no way blaming her for this. I fully, this was not her choice to wear that. This was Kanye's doing. I'm just saying. But yes, Bianca's outfit was definitely inappropriate, especially considering that no one on the internet thinks it was her choice. Definitely wasn't her choice. I'm not one to assume people's feelings, but Bianca did not look comfortable nor happy to be there, just like I'm not happy about the double standards that this situation entails. Can you guys tell? Can you tell that I'm getting better at segues? They're great. I'm getting great at them, right? So good. I'm gonna be going off on a little side tangent for literally 1 minute, okay? So bear with me, guys. But soon after the Grammys, a photo of a small child peeking out at Bianca on the red carpet went viral. It went viral not because people were outraged or because they thought it was inappropriate, but because they found it funny. Saying stuff like, Lil bro wanted something. Oh my god. I'm putting this as a double standard because of the stark difference between the way that society treats cis women and trans women and drag queens. The response to Bianca's outfit, lack of outfit, being seen by a child was mainly one of humour. However, trans women or drag queens simply existing in the vicinity of any children is apparently, according to society, grooming. And I don't really see the logic. I don't really see the logic here, guys. No, I really don't. But yeah, I just wanted to add that. But obviously the main double standard is Kanye and how he treats Bianca, especially in public. She has a long history of looking incredibly uncomfortable with him out in public. She doesn't say much when she's with him. If you've seen any clips with her with him, you can tell instantly that something's off like that. Especially when she's made to wear these revealing outfits, which is most of the time. Again, I don't think there is a problem with women wearing revealing outfits, okay? I'm just gonna say it. I think women having the choice to be able to wear revealing outfits is incredibly empowering and, should be more encouraged. However, it is clearly not Bianca's choice to be wearing this. She looks incredibly uncomfortable. Kanye has often stated how he has dominion over his wife, how he controls his wife, and it is not her choice and therefore completely takes away any women empowerment that it could have been about. Kanye is also never seen wearing anything remotely as revealing as his wife, which sucks, that's a bit silly. Often dressing in all black, boring ass, tame ass, fucking yawn inducing outfits. Women are so objectified by society that it's barely seen as a problem when they're made to go out in public wearing incredibly revealing clothes. And I think that is so disgusting. Hot take, hot take, right? But I know for a fact that if a woman ever forced her husband to go out naked or in incredibly revealing clothing in public, it would be seen as a kind of dominatrix, humiliation kind of thing, right? But, like, this isn't seen as a kink, it's just kind of seen as, like, a man taking control over a woman, and that's expected. Oh my god, limited vocabulary, please help me out here. I'm trying so hard to phrase this in a way that doesn't contradict my earlier point. The point of saying that nudity isn't a bad thing, because I don't think it is. I don't think nudity should be inherently sexual, although sadly it is. I think if someone chooses to be naked in a non-sexual and empowering way, then that's great. However, I get stuck trying to articulate why it was bad the child saw her. I know it was bad. I just can't articulate. I got so stuck writing this script trying to figure out how to say these words. It's so difficult, oh my god. I think I figured it out though. Children shouldn't be exposed to sexual content, right? That's a given. That is just how children should not be exposed to any sexual content. And since nudity is so inherently sexual in the society that we live in, then that means what Bianca was wearing is sexual, which is why it's bad the child saw her. However, in things like art galleries, where there's like paintings and there's nudity, naked paintings, that's not sexual. That isn't inherently sexual because it's for art. And I think the same goes for fashion statements because it's an art and not inherently sexual, but society makes it seem like it is, but it's... I'm trying so hard. I can't. I didn't figure it out. I didn't figure it out in the script. I'm just gonna summarize what I think. If it contradicts, I don't care. I can't figure it out. It's bad that children see sexual content. It's bad that the child saw Bianca Censori naked and that, like, nothing was really done about it. However, it's not bad for children to see nakedness in a non-sexual content because it's, like, natural and, like, normal, and it shouldn't be inherently sexual, but it is. So, like, with art museums and, like, you see kids around, oh my god, this is so hard. I'm not a nonce, okay? This is just so difficult. Ugh. I can't do it. We're moving on, okay? I don't care anymore. My god. Editing later here. I think I figured it out like 3 days later, so that's nice. Okay, I think I figured it out. It's bad because it was intended to be sexual. Like, that was the outfit was intended to be sexual, intended to sexualize her, intended for it to be seen in a sexual context. Like, when Kanye picked it out and made her wear it, it was intended to be to sexualize her. But if a woman chooses to wear a very revealing outfit because it makes her happy or because it's, like, empowering or whatever, then that's fine, that's good. That's empowerment, that's great. Like, as long as it's not intended to be super duper sexual, especially in front of kids. Like, there was some other outfits at the Grammys that were, like, revealing, and I think they were fine because they weren't trying to, like, super duper sexualize themselves. They were just, like, wearing what, like, they wanted to, like, what made them, like, happy and stuff. I think that's it. If anyone in the comments can, like, put it better than me, like, if anyone, I know some of you guys are, like, gifted and you can, like, decipher my, like, autistic nonsense thoughts. So if you guys, like, get what I'm saying, then, like, and could you, like, please put down in the comments and word it better what I'm trying to say, because I'm really trying here, guys. It's just difficult, but yeah, thank you for your time. Actually, no, wait, never mind, we have more thoughts, I'm not done yet. When I said that it wasn't bad for kids to see nakedness, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean it like that. I can't do this. It's just so hard. The only way I can possibly explain this, and I don't know how and I don't know why, but I feel like this will like make the most, like, sense. Like, you know, in art galleries, like the National Gallery or just whatever, in art galleries there are, especially in, like, the Renaissance times or the olden times, something like that, there were like naked statues, naked paintings, and those are in the galleries. And in the galleries you also see, like, families within those galleries. You see families with kids in those galleries, and that is socially acceptable. That's, like, socially acceptable. Like, those galleries don't have, like, an 18+ limit on for sexual content, right? I can't explain why, but that's acceptable and that is good, and I agree with that. I can't explain why, but that's basically what I'm saying by it's okay for children to see nakedness. Like, in that exact specific context of like art galleries and stuff, then it's fine. And the same goes for fashion, right? But the context is so specific that I just can't do it. I just don't want to sound like a nonce because I can't articulate my points. It's really upsetting me. This whole thing has really upset me, but I didn't want to cut it because I think it's really important. But please understand what I'm saying. I'm like actually begging you. Please understand what I'm saying. Okay. Wait. Nudity in art forms such as paintings and sculptures are not sexual because it's an art form and because it's for like symbolism and emotions and feelings and stuff, and it has nothing to do with sexual anything. And the same goes for fashion, okay? Fashion is an art form, and if fashion happens to be revealing, then that's not sexual because it's symbolic and like metaphorical and it's got like deep meanings and stuff, and it's not that, but also empowering. Please understand me. Like, I can't do this anymore. This is so hard. Okay, no, just back to the video. Back to the video. Please, someone understand me because I'm losing my shit. I'm crashing out. This is not okay. I can't do this. I wish I could say words and they made sense, but I can't. And it's just so awful. Back to the video. Oh my god. I lied. I'm not done. One more thing, one last thing. The way I see it, okay, this is sadly not how society views nudity, okay? This is sadly not how wider society views nudity. This is how I view nudity, though. You have nudity, right, as a concept, right? You have nudity as a concept, and the raw concept of nudity isn't sexual, or it shouldn't be sexual. You then have to add something to the concept to sexualize it, and then it becomes sexual nudity. So you have nudity, you have the concept of nudity, plus something sexual equals sexual nudity, right? For example, with Bianca Censora, you have the concept of nudity, which is non-sexual, plus the sexualization of her by her husband with that outfit equals sexual nudity. Do we understand? I hope so. I'm going to cry. And genuinely, this is the last one. Back to the video. I'm so sorry. Okay, now that that's out of the way, we can move on, I hope. Move on to the moment I'm sure you've all been waiting for, which is Kanye's recent addition to the never-ending series of his Twitter tangents, which began shortly after the backlash from the Grammys hit. A string of beautifully worded tweets, intricately woven together into a delicatessen love poem about Hitler and China, apparently, and Nazis, of course, sprung from Kanye's Twitter page, like a daffodil in the springtime. It was also revealed that Kanye actually has no friends. Who's surprised? And a long, rather upsetting tweet about his wife, which I will read out in a Valley Girl accent to make it slightly more bearable. I have dominion over my wife. This ain't no woke-ass feminist shit. She's with a billionaire. Why would she listen to any of you dumbass broke bitches? People say the red carpet look was her decision. Yes, I don't make her do nothing she doesn't want to. But she definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without my approval, you stupid-ass woke pawns. I have no respect or empathy for anyone living, 'cause no one living can fuck with me. But I do love some people and I give them favor. How pay for everything and let his bitch run him? All you broke using motherfuckers, shut the fuck up already. This that worked for me said that he was uncomfortable with my wife's Grammy look. Fired and blocked. It's more people looking for work than there are people giving work. I'm not gentle. I'm king. Now bitch amongst yourselves. How awful. Other tweets include the classic slavery is a choice, I hate rappers, and the usual something about not trusting Jewish people. Ooh, classic. Kanye nonsense, nothing new, really. The tweets are still going. So fast and at such great volumes that you guys are just gonna have to be okay with being a little bit out of the loop because I can't keep up. In the midst of this Twitter rampage, Kanye did something that genuinely shocked people, which no one thought could be done anymore. We all thought he had hit bedrock, unable to mine any further down. But just when we thought he couldn't get worse, he glitched through the bedrock and released free Diddy merch. Free Diddy merchandise, as well as merch of the hoodie that Cassie was wearing when Diddy physically assaulted her. The fact that any of this is allowed to exist, the fact that the site didn't get instantly taken down makes me so fucking angry. It's so disgusting how things like this, how people like this are allowed to exist in society. We really do live in a society that treats scandals and controversies like a trend and let these awful fucking people get off scot-free and continue to have incredibly successful careers. And no one is actually doing anything about it. And I hate that. That sucks. Because it's not technically illegal, is it? No, it's not. But I feel like something could be done. But nothing's being done. Not all bad news though. Kanye and Bianca are apparently getting divorced. Woohoo! Yes, that's right. Apparently Kanye really can't retain a marriage any longer than the length of his tiny penis. Which is great news for the women that he does marry because they get to escape, eventually. I really hope Bianca is doing okay. I wish her nothing but the best. I hope she gets all of his money in the divorce. I hope she fucking sues him for everything he's worth. Now, people have been wondering for years why Kanye says these things, why he does these things. Because a lot of the time he will go off on racist or anti-Semitic tangents for seemingly no reason, even though he knows it will harm his public view, his public image. However, he doesn't seem to care, and I think it's becoming pretty obvious why. Looking back, a lot of Kanye's major controversies occurred just before the release of an album. His claim about slavery occurred 1 month before the Ye album release, the Manson and DaBaby controversy a few days before Donda released, and the Pete Davidson controversy during Donda 2. And the tweet is gone now, which is so incredibly helpful. I can't find it, which is great. I think actually I went on Kanye's Twitter page like a few minutes before recording this, and everything's gone. I don't really know what's going on, but what can you do? Yeah, it's gone, but it said something about he's releasing something or working on something. So I really think no one will be surprised if he drops some music after this controversy. That's right, folks. This is for clout. All this shit for clout, or most of it at least. Clout it plays an important role. This man will say the most disgusting and discriminatory shit before dropping some music because he knows it works. He knows it will get people pissed, and then they will listen to his fucking music because they want to know what's going on. They want all the drama, all the juicy gossip. They want to see if he said something scandalous in his new song. He knows people will listen because he's been stirring up a fuss. He's been stirring up drama. And that equals engagement. Which equals, obviously, money. This man still has a fucking career because he's rage baited us into listening to his music. I've never listened to his fucking music, by the way. The only song of his I've ever heard is Easy, when I watched the music video for research for this video, and it was shit. It was shite. Awful, terrible, bad song. Oh my god. I really recommend, if he drops a new album and everyone's saying, oh my god, can't believe he said this in that song. Oh my god, can't believe this. Oh, it's so bombastic, scrumdiddlyumptious. Don't listen to it. If you want to know what's like said in the song, Google the lyrics, I guess. But don't listen to us. We're giving this... I fully believe he is a Nazi. he's not just doing this for clout. He definitely believes the things that he's saying. Because I don't think you can fake believing those things for so long. And even if he is faking it, he's still an awful person for saying those things. If I said a racial slur right now, and then I said, oh, I was just pretending, so it doesn't matter. I had a section, when I was writing the script, I had a section that I titled Consequences. I was going to write about the consequences of Kanye's actions, but there are none. He has no consequences. He'll get his Twitter account deleted for a bit, or like some tweets taken down, but that's it. This man still continues to make absurd amounts of money while saying the things that he says with zero consequences, zero repercussions, living this incredibly privileged lifestyle. There are no consequences for his actions because when you reach a certain level of power, there are no consequences for your actions. You're immune to consequences. And that seriously needs to fucking change. Kanye West is an incredible and awful example of how society has failed us and we have failed society. How people like this can still have a career while the most pure-hearted, incredible creators struggle to pay rent every single month. Kanye West is not just a person. Kanye West is not just a bigot. Kanye West represents the entire 1% and the problems we have with the fucking patriarchy. Kanye West is like a metaphor for something. I don't know. Just the fact that it's possible to get to a certain level of fame and relevancy where no matter what happens, no matter what you do, you will continue to live this privileged lifestyle while other people starve is just... It just shows that we as a human race have failed. And Kanye West will never change. Kanye West will never improve, and Kanye West will never have any consequences for his actions. He will just continue to exist as he does. Until he dies happy and rich. And that's sad, if you think about it. Because I feel like there should be something we can do, but I also feel like it's difficult to make a difference. Oh my god, man, can someone just like run for president and start taxing the rich? I'm so done with this shit. I'm done. Honestly, I have nothing left to say. I hate how he exists. I hate how he can exist. I hate how we like live in a world that has made it possible for people like him to exist. But I also hate that we can't really do anything about it. Just, I don't know. Moral of the story, don't listen to Kanye. He's a piece of shit. Time to say our goodbyes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I'm so sorry it's been so long between videos. I can only really like record a video during the holidays because I have school and stuff. But I really appreciate you watching. Please leave a little like and subscribe if you can, because that would be really nice. It's free and you can always change your mind later. And it really, really helps out the channel. We just hit 25,000 subscribers. I am so happy. Road to 100k for real. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to eat some food, drink some water, and just have an incredible day. Have an incredible life, and remember to love yourself, because I love you and you are appreciated. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you when I see you. Bye!
What are you? An idiot sandwich.